Well, good evening. How are you all tonight? While we're all waiting for those CMEs to arrive, is it 4? Is it 6 now? Is it 8? I don't know. Every time I hear it's turned out to add one or two, and apparently there's a cannibal in there. You know what a cannibal CME is? It's one that swallows others in front of it and gobbles it up and comes forward. Well, we're waiting to see what's going to happen with that, right? Are you ready? While we're waiting for that, there's been a major cyber attack on a major U.S. healthcare network that has really caused some problems. I'm going to tell you about it. I guess I probably should say here about these CMEs coming in. Are you ready? Like I said, I don't think this is going to have a big effect. It could have some effect on communications. You know, if your cell phone goes down for a while, they'll probably get it fixed. If it slows down your internet, whatever. But I doubt this is the big one. But what if it is? You know, if it is, a lot of people are going to find out what they're really prepared for or not, right? And it's not a matter of going through life scared. It's a matter of understanding the real possibilities. And if you've read my books and you did what it said, you're fine. Should I tell you about those? And then I'll tell you about the cyber attack, the Stonemont series, the reversion, the revival, the renewal, and appeal to heaven, the blessings of freedom, and hostages to fortune. Yes, they are about a earth-killing CME. The complete guide to preparing for, surviving, and rebuilding after a complete collapse of everything. They are available through Amazon or through me directly on our website, stonemont.us. The links are down below. Okay, and so we're going to find out. If it's the big one, I guess you'll find out if you're ready or not. If you escape this one, may I suggest that you get ready for when the big one does come. Okay, this is it's a CNN business article. We won't hold that against them because, you know, the broken clock and all. It's a story by Sean Lengas. The headline is Cyberattack Forces Major U.S. Healthcare Network to Divert Ambulances for Hospitals. But there's more to it than that. That was a very, very poor headline there. Didn't explain much at all. Okay, I'll read you a little bit about this, then I'm going to say a few things. A major U.S. healthcare system said Thursday it is diverting ambulances from several of its hospitals following a cyber attack this week. The cyber attack on Ascension, a St. Louis-based nonprofit network that includes 140 hospitals in 19 states, is also disrupting access to electronic health records, some phone systems, and, quote, various systems utilized to order certain tests, procedures, and medications, they said in a statement. The sprawling healthcare network, which also owns, let me scroll down here, 40 senior living facilities, said that it would be using downtime procedure for some time. That means using paper and pen, because of the cyber attack. Do you have any idea how that's going to slow down healthcare delivery? I mean, going back to paperwork and the problems that can come. Now, we know that there are problems with computerized records, but it's nothing compared to paperwork. 4 sources briefed on the investigation told CNN that Ascension suffered a ransomware attack in which cyber criminals typically try to lock computers and steal data for extortion. Those sources said that the type of ransomware used in the hack is known as Black Basta, which hackers have used repeatedly to attack healthcare organizations in recent years. Black Basta, also the name of a broad criminal group that uses the ransomware, includes, listen to this, Russian speakers. Now, they're not saying Russian speakers. According to HHS. Let's see if there's anything here that's muy importante before I... So on Friday, the Health Information Sharing and Analysis Center, a cyber threat sharing group for big healthcare providers worldwide, published an advisory warning that hackers using Blockbuster ransomware have recently accelerated attacks against the healthcare sector. Okay, they go on. I'll post the whole article over. When I put this, if you're not familiar with the channel, I put... when I put a video that's on YouTube over on the Patreon site, I will put the links to the stories from which I read over there on Patreon. So, cyber attacks are increasing. Critical infrastructure. Healthcare is, it's an interesting thing about healthcare. And I've said this before. 30 years ago, when we were told, or maybe longer than that, we were told that healthcare was going to be the biggest field in the world. And those of us who were already adults back then thought, wow, how could healthcare be the biggest, emerging field? Nobody I know went to a doctor ever. The only time I ever went was when I broke a bone and had to have it set. Healthcare was not that big a deal. They knew what they were doing. They developed healthcare to what is it now? 1/8, 1/6 of our total economy, and now it's threats against the healthcare system can pretty much paralyze a whole section of our economy and our society. It sure can. So the thoughts that occur to me on this. If I were writing a book about this, think about this. Realize that they blamed Russian speakers, right? Well, we're all about hating the Ruskies, right? I mean, we're not, but our government, they want every excuse to blame something on Russia. Now, I'm not saying it's not Russian hackers, because we've been poking them for a long time. It's only fair that they poke us back, and they're going to cause disruption. So I'm not saying one thing is happening or another. I don't know. You don't know. None of us knows, and none of us will know. Here's what I'd do if I were writing a book, though. And as many of you know, I'm just finishing up the 7th book, and I am starting a brand new series. And if I were writing a book about this, I'd say, Let's tell everybody that there is a whole bunch of CMEs headed our way. And get them all scary, saying, okay, there's 4, now there's 6, now there's 8, and there's cannibals in there, and all that. And then when they're all going to hit, let's shut everything down for a little while. And just see what happens to the people. See what happens to the lemmings. We'll see how many die. Let's see how they act. Let's see what people start doing when they run out of food. And then we'll be able to come back when they're out of food, they're out of jobs, right? Because all their businesses have shut down. Nobody has a job anymore. Nobody has a business. Then we, the powers that be, will come in, and in exchange for a little food and sustenance, make everyone our slaves. That would be the beginning of the book, but here's the thing. I'd put in there that somebody acted too soon and shut down, attacked, ran a cyber attack on a major healthcare system before they were supposed to. How does that sound for I won't say the C word, right? How does that sound for an idea for a book? What do you think? Okay, probably not it. But These things are going to continue. This is why it's important to separate from the system as much as you can. Be ready for anything. Be ready for them to shut down, just like you're ready. Hopefully you're ready tonight or tomorrow. Just in the off chance that these CMEs have a little bit more of an effect than I think they're going to. But you know what? The truth of the matter is that the big one is coming. We just don't know when. If you want to know what to do, my books, the links to my books are down below. They'll get you headed in the right direction, but until then, do something, right? Okay. Remember that we prepare well today in order to live well tomorrow. I've got a Friday evening ahead of me. I'm going to go do it. As long as the grid's up, or even if the grid's not up, I'm still going to go do my Friday evening. So you all have a good night, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.